friends, it's me Stace. For today's video, I want to share with you the Today's Special Value from HSN on March 7th, 2023. It was from Diamond Press. It's called the Ultimate Card Making Mixed Media Collection. This is the instruction and idea book. Color photos, and there are step-by-step instructions for every technique. In the back you have a spot for notes, and they also do have a section here for inspiration and ideas. Okay, it's a nice little booklet. And let me share with you what's in the kit. So first we have this large set of stamps. You know, phrases like "you're the best," "forever," "sweet friend," "for all you do," "during this time," that kind of thing. All right, then we also have this plastic envelope. Inside here we have our word stencils, and they say things like enjoy, friends, congrats, cheers, smile, hugs, and I'm probably close to 20 of those. Then we have these stencils. There's 6 of these. These are the large background stencils. So they have dots, florals, like a plaid, argyle. Then we also have here as well the screen prints. This is the screen prints back here, and these are just showing you what is in there. So there's probably close to 10 of them in here as well, so you can see those. All right, so we get all those. And I do like they give you a little plastic envelope just to kind of put all this stuff back in. All right, then you also get acrylic paint. Looks like that. We get some chalk, as well as the cotton balls and the chalk applicator. Then we have foil. We have gold and silver. We have these wedges. Just use sponge wedges. Then we have these daubers as well. So there's 4 of those. Then we get this dauber with 3 of the sponge applicators. They go on top of that. Then you have your spatulas, your palette knives. You get 3 of those. 3 of the paint brushes. We also get a pen. And then we also get some washi tape. And then we get 2 containers, or 1 container of the texture paste, and then 1 container of the tacky paste. Then we have 3 containers of the screen print ink. This is the color pink, green, and blue. Then you're going to get 2 things of the glitter paste, 1 in silver, 1 in gold. 3 ink pads, or little stamp spots, 1 pink, orange, and blue. And last but not least, you get the dimensional paint. So a lot of things are in this kit. All right, so let me share with you the card that I made to kind of give you an idea here. All right, this is the card. This is my own cardstock. This is Stampin' Up! Mango Melody. So the whole front of the card is done with that kit. So in the background, I used the texture paste to kind of give that a raised edge. Here I used the foil. This is the stamp. The butterfly, I just fussy cut that out, and that was using the screen print. On the inside, I used the chalk to kind of chalk my edges, and I just used the stamp I had there in the corner. So I'm going to share with you a few things that I already did, so hopefully you can see these. So this is the tacky paste. If I zoom you in, I don't know if you can see it. When you put this on there, it'll be very milky and very white. You want to let it dry to where you can see it's tacky, but it's not super sticky. You want to have that be transparent. That's how you know it's ready for your foil. So I'm going to go ahead and, this time we're going to do gold. Let me go ahead and grab my gold foil here, and I'll show you how that works. It does say the drying time for the tacky paste is about 60 minutes, depending on your area and how humid it is in your space. I'm just trying to get the tape off of this foil right there. Now you can do this with your fingers. You can do this with this. You also get this large. I don't know if I showed you that. This large squeegee as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and just cut me a piece of this off so I can show you this. It really, really is pretty. All right, so we have that. You can see that's paper thin. Now you're just going to put it on here, okay, and just kind of rub with your fingers. Now if you wanted to have it be like, you know, more rustic, you would just rub with your fingers. You can do it with your scraper. You can run it in your marquee or your Big Shot. When I did mine, I ran it through the Big Shot. Okay, and then you're just going to peel this off. And then you can see, I didn't do a great job, but you can see how that looks, right? Super pretty. You're gonna, if you miss a spot, you can always go back on and just rub a little bit more in that area. okay, to kind of catch it. But that's what that looks like, and I did this one here in the silver. And the glitter is on there. There's no flaking, it's not on my fingers, nothing like that. So I do like that. Alright, now, this piece here is using the texture paste. And again, I'm not sure how well you can see it, but I use the stencil with the texture paste, so all this here has a raised edge. Very, very pretty. I use it on here as well. You can maybe see it there better. And I use the sponge applicator with the ink pads, and I just kind of swished over that to kind of give it the color. Okay. Alright, so I already have my card base here with my piece for the front of the card. Okay, so what we're going to do, and I'm going to show you a few things. So I have this large stencil. This is the same stencil I used over there. I'm going to bring in a piece of scrap paper. Alright, so I'm going to lay this down, and I'm going to put this on top of it. Actually, I think you can see this, right, my card? Okay, so I'm going to put this down like this. We're going to grab that washi tape and tape this down. And this is my first time ever trying mixed media. I mean, any mixed media at all. This is very, very new to me, and I do love the fact that there are so many things in this kit to play with. So it's not just one area. So you can really have fun playing with it. Alright, so I'm just going to do this on the top and the bottom of this stencil here. And before, I used the texture paste. And I just used the spatula here to apply that. But this time, I'm going to just do it with the dauber. Okay, and I'm going to do all three of these ink colors. So again, we have the blue, pink, and the orange. And I'm going to do the blue one first. I want to kind of put the blue in the middle. I'm going to move this over. Make sure you guys can see. Okay, so I'm just going to dip it in here until it's on my applicator there. And just kind of hold it. I can see where my card is. And I'm just going to go across the middle. Okay, just to get some color in there. And of course, the more you go in here, each time, the darker this will come. But I'm okay like that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take this one off. Grab my orange one. I do like that they gave you 3 of these, and they also gave you the 3 inks. Set that aside. Let's grab the orange. And you can use any ink that you have. You don't have to use this ink. Okay, so I'm going to go here at the very top with the orange. And what I'm going to do is try to pull some of that orange into the blue to kind of blend it in a little bit. So I'm going over all of my orange as well as some of the blue, and hopefully that'll blend. Okay, for us. All right, let's take this one off. Let's grab our pink, and we're going to do the same thing on the bottom of our card. So ink that up, and again, I'm just going to hold it. I will say I really do like this method. And again, I'm going to just pull that pink up into the blue a little bit, just to kind of mute it out a little bit. Okay, like that. I'm just going to take that off. Those are inks. Alright, and then we're just going to take this off, our stencil off here. And there's our background for our card. Bring that up so you can see it. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. And you can see how I brought some of the pink into the blue and some of the orange into the green, or the blue to make green. So I love that. So that's the card. I'm going to leave this paper out because we're going to use that. All right, so this is going to be our card front. Okay, right here. Now, I'm going to show you the screen printing. And I do recommend having like a little container of water next to you while you're doing this. I'm going to grab those screen prints. I'm also going to bring out the word phrases here as well. Alright, so these are the screen prints. So in my card here, I used the butterfly, which is right there. I think on this one, we're going to do the bee. Okay, so we have this large bee, we have florals, dragonflies, little swirls, we have a little saying. Okay, so just a good variety there. The word friends, we're going to do the bee, just so I can show you. But I used the butterfly here for this butterfly that we're going to use on our card. I already went ahead and fussy cutted that out. Alright, so let's go ahead and take the screen ink. So we have 3 colors. pink, blue, or pink, teal, and green, okay? Now you can do this with the screen print ink. Actually, let's do two, so I can give you guys an example here. I'm just going to go ahead and grab this dragonfly. So we're going to do both of these images, and we're going to do one with the acrylic paint and one with the screen printing ink. Okay, so this one we're going to do in green. And again, I need to bring in a piece of cardstock. And I'm just using the Walmart cardstock. Okay, so I'm going to put my B here. Again, you're going to tape it down. Just a U180 stencil. And I'm just going to tape the two sides. I think that'll be fine. Okay, and then we're going to go over here and do our dragonfly over here so we can try this one as well. You know, to put that up there. And then one on the side. Just to hold it there. I actually might use another piece right here, just to help me hold that down a little bit. Okay. All right, so the screen printing ink, we're going to try the green. Okay. So this is already done. So this pink color is what that looks like. Okay. I'm just going to try the green. And the jars are filled all the way to the top. And we're going to take this scraper, this little spatula. So I'm going to bring this over here. We're going to do the B and the green, okay? Actually, I just take it off the lid, right inside the lid. You don't need a whole lot, okay? Just like this. And you want to go, when I watched her on TV, she said go in the same direction. So we're just going to put some paint up here like that on top. And then just pull, and you can see it filling in the B. It really, really is pretty. I'm going to keep on going a little bit more, trying to get it just on my piece here. All that extra, you put it right back in the container. I appreciate the fact they gave us a tub and not a tube. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and pull this one up very carefully to see what this one looks like. Put that here. I'm just going to grab it right here and pull that back. Do you see that? Look how good that did. And I'm just going to go ahead and put this over here. Right? Isn't that pretty? I mean, very, very detailed, very intricate, and it did a phenomenal job using the putty knife. Okay? I'm going to grab my wipies once I find them over here and clean this off just so the paint doesn't dry on there. That's why I recommend having like a little container of water next to you. And I have that stencil I just used, or that screen print stencil, is sitting on a wipey so it doesn't dry out. Alright, so that is that. Now let's try the acrylic paint on the dragonfly. Okay, let's move this over. And this time we're going to use a paintbrush, and I'm just going to use the medium one. And what color? I think, just to play around with it, I think I'm going to go purple. Alright, so let's go ahead and go purple. But you can see we have red, pink, orange, yellow, green, a light blue, dark blue, and purple. We're going to go with purple on this one. And I'm just going to do, I want to be, I don't want to use a whole lot because I can't put this back in the container. So I'm just going to go very, very little, like I'm barely squeezing the little tube here. Okay, I'm going to put the lid back on. And then pull it straight down. And kind of fill in. I may need more paint. No, I think it'll be okay. So this is screen printing with a paintbrush. It is very relaxing to do, I will say that. Okay, and again, I'm going to go ahead and put this over there on my wipey. Let's pull this off and see how that did. Let's lift this up. Like I didn't get all the dragonfly at the bottom, but you get the idea. Let me pull this tape off so you can see it better. I also smudged right there. But there's a dragonfly in the acrylic, the acrylic paint. And this is the screen printing. I will say the screen printing does give you a very slight texture to where this, I don't know if this gives you texture. All right, we're going to go and let that dry. Okay, and I'm going to take this little piece over here out of my way. I'm going to take all this out of my way. And now we're going to try another one. Grab some more printer paper. All right, so the chalk, mixed feelings with the chalk. I do like that they give you this little holder. So what I like with the chalk, what I do, how I did it, is I think it's nice to grab that, okay, just to kind of color in, just like this, you know, it gives that slight, it's very subtle. That's how I would use the chalk. As far as using on a stencil, I don't think it does a good job. So this is one of the word stencils. If I take that chalk again and kind of go in here, I think it doesn't do a good job this way, I don't think, with the stencils. It does, but it just gives you a more blurred look. Okay, that was my letter K S. Can you see that right there? With the chalk, I don't care for that look. I would use it more like this to color in an area. Okay, but I do like the fact they gave you chalk. All right, so it's going to put that back in there, that back in there, and the lid. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and try one of those word ones. All right, let's go ahead. Actually, we're going to do the word hello for our card. Okay, so I'm going to bring in another piece of cardstock here. And this time we're going to try the glitter paste. All right. Again, I'm going to tape this off. I'm going to line this up. Actually, I'm going to do it in the middle. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and tape this off. And tape it off on this side. And then I'm also going to tape it off on the bottom. Alrighty. Alright, so we have that. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and try the silver glitter paste. Oh, that's on there. Okay, and you can see what that looks like. It is like delicious looking. It is so, so thick. I'm going to use this little spatula here. You can see how thick this is. It's very, very gritty. It almost feels like you're spreading sand across it. So again, I'm not using a whole lot here. Okay, just a little bit like there, and you're going to go straight across. With a light pressure as well. You don't want to go, you don't want to press down, from what I learned, you don't want to press down really hard. Just go over it lightly to fill in that stencil. Okay, going to pick all this up. Don't waste it. Okay, take all that off. I'm going to take my wipey and just clean this off really quickly. Okay, so we have that cleaned. Now we're going to peel this off. Let's take it off this piece first. I do like this. This is really, really pretty. Okay, so there's our glitter. The glitter paste, isn't that pretty? Now this you'll have to let this dry for a little while. What I'm going to do while we're playing, I'm going to put this over here. I have this little fan I'm going to turn on and have it point toward there. So I apologize if you hear the fan in the background. I just want that to dry in the time for our video. And again, I'm going to take this and lay it on top of my other stencils, on top of that wipey so it doesn't dry out. But look how thick that is. And it's a nice full jar. So that is the silver. And then we have the gold. But the glitter paste, once that dries, it's not going to flake off. You're not going to have glitter on your hands. Let's take a little butterfly. We're going to save him because we're going to use him. All right, what else do you want to try? Let me show you the texture paste and the tacky paste. All right, so for that, I'm going to bring in a piece of cardstock. Okay, just so you can see better here. All right, so we're just going to use this pink one. And for this one, we're going to use a stencil. Let's go ahead and let's use a different stencil. So this is the one I used for the card front. Let's go ahead and grab another one of these. So we have the argyle looking one. We have more like the plaid. I do like the plaid. Alright, so maybe we're going to use the plaid. Then you have this flowers, is what this floral one, this flower one, and the dots. Okay, I think I'm going to go with that plaid one. Let me go ahead and put this over here because it also has to get rinsed off. Alright, let's take this. I'm going to tape this down. I'm going to tape it off. So I have room. Just make sure it's nice and smooth, flat. And I'm going to do a little bit on the sides. The key with a stencil, I think you want to have it be as flush as possible to your surface. I think it's just going to give you better results. If you have any kind of gap, you're going to see that gap, I think. Okay? Alright, so I have it taped on the 4 sides, and we're going to try the tacky paste. So I can show you the consistency of this as well. Okay. Okay. So this looks, it reminds me of like a moisturizing cream. It has that look to it. I mean, it looks like a good moisturizing cream. That's what it looks like. Very, very smooth, very, very thick, as you can see. Like, it's not coming out of this jar. It's not coming off my spatula. It's very, very thick. So we're just going to take a little bit of it. Okay, about that much, if you can see. And we're just going to spread it across this stencil. Again, going in the same direction. And this goes on like butter. It's very, very smooth. And I'm just going to do a small section here, just so we can see it. Okay, so just a little bit of a section. Again, you can scrape all this right back in that jar. There is a little bit of flex to this as well, so if you want to, you can push down on this to kind of clean it off. Okay, put all the extra back in there. Put our lid, actually I'm going to take a wipey, clean that lid off a little bit. If you do this every now and then, it'll help your lids not get stuck on there. Alright, just going to put that back on, close that. Then we're going to pick this up. So you can see, this was the, what was this, the tacky paste, or was this the texture paste? What did I just show you? I think it was the tacky paste. I don't think this was the texture paste. Alright, well, there we go. Alright, this is the tacky paste. Let me show you this. Okay, so you can see, yeah, this is the tacky paste. Take this off. Okay, so you can see this, how it's like an off-white color. It's very, very milky. Once this dries, it'll become clear, like that right there. It'll become clear and be sticky. That's when you can take, you could use the brushes over it. You could use, or no, not, sorry, you would use the foil over it. When it's wet like this, you can put glitter on it. Let's go, you know what, I have some glitter. Okay, just let's put some glitter on it. So when it's wet like this, you can use this wet or dry. Okay, so I'm going to move this up. Put some glitter on there, just a little bit. Okay, if you're a glitter person, okay, so you can use it with glitter that you already have, or let it dry and use it with the foil. Okay, that's what the tacky paste. I'm sure there's other things you can do with the tacky paste. That's what I've seen so far. Okay. All right, I'm going to go and set this aside as well. Otherwise, I'm going to have glitter everywhere. All right, now we're going to do the texture paste. I apologize. Okay, so the tacky paste looks like this. Okay, again, very moisturizing cream, it reminds me of. All right, then we have the texture paste, which is more like milk. Okay, it's thick. It's not as thick as the other stuff. Okay, and again, if you're using a tacky paste, you do want to put your brush back in the water because it's going to get sticky. This is the texture paste. Okay, again, it's thick, but runny at the same time. That makes sense. Okay, so we're going to grab another stencil to use that with, and we're going to let this dry over there and do its thing. All right, for this one, we're going to do this one. Okay, this pattern. All right, so I'm going to get and take again. Take this down. And again, I'm just going to do a small section just so we can see it. And maybe one more right here, because you can see how that has like a little bit of a bounce to it. All right, let's going to take this. Again, this is the texture paste. Again, you don't need a lot. Just start off with a little. Hold this down and go over. And you can see how it fills that in. Hopefully you can see that. Okay. Again, you want to go, you don't want to push down. Just go until it fills it in. I think that's what gave me the best results. Just not putting a lot of pressure on it. Just because you can see where it's going. You know, if you miss a spot right here, just go back over it a little bit, and then I just do a once over. across everything. You can, again, whatever you have left, put back in your jar. All right, that's going to take this off. So I'm going to take this piece off first. And this piece, take out the whole thing off. There we go. Take this off. Okay, I kind of messed it up a little bit, but you get the idea, right? So I bring this up, you can see, hopefully you can see there, the texture. It's not super texture, but there's texture. There's dimension on that paper. I don't know how well the camera's going to get that. That's what that looks like. So very, very pretty. So a lot of things you can play with, right? That's what I like about it. There's so many different things you can play with. You have the screen printing, you have the tacky paste with the foil, or with using it with the glitter. You can also use this with the glitter as well. You could also use, let me show you another one real quickly before we make our card. Alright, so I'm going to do this one on green cardstock down here. Just a scrap piece, okay? Just a small little piece. And we're going to grab another stencil. Okay, this time we're going to use the dots. Okay, so we're going to use the dots one. Okay. And again, I'm just using a small section here. Alright, so I'm going to grab my washi tape so I can show you. You can also tint that paste if you wanted to. Okay, just like that. What I'm going to do is grab an acrylic block, okay, just like here, and I'm going to put some of this texture paste, not a whole lot, okay, just a little bit on my block right here, okay, just like that. Now, since we already used the purple, we're going to use the purple acrylic paint. Get a little squirt like that, just to tint it a little bit for us. And then I'm gonna use a smaller of these and just give that a stir. Okay, just want to mix it in until you get. So now we're using the texture paste with the acrylic paint. So now we're going to have texture that's also colored. So it's not just that white. Okay, and then while I'm here, I'm just going to take this, scrape it off my block, just like that, and spread it on. And again, you don't want to go thick. You just want to go lightly, because you can see all the areas you're filling in. Now, obviously, this I can't put back in my jar, but what you can do is go to Dollar Tree and pick up just small little containers. So if you have like a lot of this, you can save it. Okay, let's take that. I'm going to clean this off real quick. If I just also drop glitter on there. I'm just going to pick this up so you can see what that looks like. Okay, so now that is purple. That's textured. So lots of different ways you can play with this, right? Love that. And let me show you one more technique before I let you guys go and make our card. What am I on time? I don't know. I can't see my clock. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take the sponge daubers again. Okay, and this is just, again, Walmart cardstock. Let me close this up. Put this over here on my wipey. Close this up. And again, every now and then when you're using it, take a wipey or a wet rag or a paper towel and do the outside area of the lid. All right, so we're going to take this. And I'm just doing this just on cardstock. Okay. I don't think I have any in here to show you, although I might have some in here. Okay, so okay, so you see that, right? So the other thing you can do is take, like I have an aqua painter, okay? You can take this, and what I'm going to do is just drop water on it, and the ink will react to it. Just like a few little drops. Okay, like that. You can see. Can you see how I got a few spots there? You can let that fully dry. You can blot it off. I don't have anything dry in here to blot it off with. You know what? Let's use our shirt. This is an old shirt. Okay, so you can see there, just by using water on the ink, another different effect. All right, let's go see if this is dry over here. It's close. It's close. I think we're okay to use it. All right, so again, clean all that off. Okay, so I showed you the screen printing, I showed you the glitter paste, the tacky paste, the texture paste using a word stencil, the background stencils, the foil, the acrylic paint. I think I showed you everything. All right, let's go ahead and make our card. Let's finish our card up. Again, what I do need to get is a glass mat because I am staining this up pretty bad. All right. Again, I'm just going to use my sleeve here. This is how I do it, my friends. This is real, okay? Let's finish our card up. So isn't that screen printing pretty? And it dries pretty quick, and there's texture to that. You can feel it. All right, so I'm really happy with how the front of this card turned out. I just think it's, look at my purple now. I apologize, okay? So I think it's just really, really pretty. I'm just going to take this. We're going to put this on our card front. And what I like about it a lot is no two cards, like what we did on Friday, the triple time stamping card, no two cards are going to be the same, which I like. Alright, and this is Stampin' Up's Mango Melody cardstock. I thought it matched that orange pretty well. Alright, so we have that. I'm going to go ahead and, this is not dry enough to go through my trimmer. Let me see. I think it's going to get stuck on my trimmer. We're going to try it. To trim this down some, a little bit. Are you going to get stuck? I think you are. I'm going to go very, very lightly. Okay, just to cut it. This does take a little while, a few minutes to dry. I'm going to go down this way with it because I have a straight edge over here. Just take this, and again, very, very lightly I'm going over it, so I'm not putting a whole lot of pressure on it. Okay, and let's trim it on this side a little bit. I want it to be about 4 inches wide, the same width as our card, and I did smudge it. Let's bring this over and make it be 4 inches, like that. I did smudge it right there at the very bottom. Not quite centered, but you get the idea, right? Alright, so we're going to put that on our card like that. I'm not going to back it, I'm just going to leave it just like that. I would like to pop it up, but I don't think it's going to work because it's still, let's try it. It's a little bit wet. You know, I'm going to do one in this corner and one in this corner. Okay, just so you guys can see what it would look like popped up without me squishing it. Okay, so when I put this, I want this orange to show more, so I'm going to kind of put it up here to the top. So I'm going to do a little bit different on the other card. So like that, okay. Just an idea. I would probably frame that out with more of the same color cardstock, but I didn't bring that over here. Alright, then we have this stamp. Let me show you the stamps. Now the stamps, I will say, not my favorite, if I'm being honest with you. Alright, let me find the stamps. There we go. Okay. They do give you a good amount of stamps. Alright, so I appreciate that. However, I think the stamps aren't the best quality. I actually have to use my Mini Misty to get a good image on them. So I already have a stamp in here. Alright, so I'm going to move this to the side. And I have my cardstock already cut here, so I can show you. And it is the stamp. It's not the ink, because I did try this with Stampin' Up! Ink, and it was the same. And I tried this with a Made It stamp, and it was fine. Alright, so I have my stamp right there. We're going to ink this in the orange. It's like there's silicone, and sometimes silicone works, sometimes it doesn't. Just going to press down on that. Okay, so that was one pass. If you can see, it's very, very splotchy. Okay, so you definitely have to do it a few times with this. Alright, so bring that down and just give that a good rub. I need to get one of those things that go over this. Alright, so even my second pass, the W, not the best. So we're going to have to do it a third time. And I don't like doing this because the more you do this, the darker this color is going to get. Alright, so I'm really going to put some firm pressure on that stamp this time. And that's about as good as we're going to get. Okay, so I'm going to bring this up so you can see it. So I apologize for my glittery hands. Okay, so you can see it's not horrible. It's not horrible. but it's not the best either. Okay, so we're going to take that, close that up, and then last I'm going to show you the dimensional paint as well. Alright, so I'm going to take this, put this on here. Actually, this I did pop up, so let me take this piece. Okay, I'm going to try to hurry up because I'm sure this video is probably really long. I'm going to put that here at the very bottom. Okay, we're going to pop this piece up really quickly. Again, I'm not going to keep this card. I'll keep the card, but I will take that hello off because I did smudge that glitter. You do want to let that glitter dry a little bit. Okay, I just kind of wanted to show you. Okay, we're going to take that, put that right there on top of that. Okay, so it says hello, sweet friend. Right, very, very cute. All right, now we have our butterfly over here. Okay. And this does have, this is the screen print, so it does have texture. I did add foil behind my other one. I'm not going to do that this time. I'm just going to add some foam squares behind him. And if you have a brother Scan-A-Cut, you can stamp all these stamps out and then have the machine cut them. No need to fussy cut. Again, I didn't feel like pulling mine out though. Okay, so we're just going to kind of, whoops. Okay, we're going to put that right here. Okay, then we're going to use the included pen right over here. Okay, and this is just a just says Dynapress drawing pen. All right, I have stuff all over it, and just kind of draw a little trail. Okay, just like this, just to give the butterfly some life. Even though I didn't do it on my first card, but that card I did add foil. Just like that. Okay, so that quickly, we made a card. I don't like, because again, I'm not sure how long the video is, but the card process isn't that long, you know. Isn't that cute? I'm really mad I smudged that. I don't think I can get that off. What I could do though, actually what I'm going to do, let's do it, the dimensional paint, okay? Let me show you this on just a plain piece of cardstock. Okay, so I guess this is like, I don't even know. Again, I don't do mixed media, so I'm not sure what these things are. Okay, but they're little dimensional paint. I'm going to go ahead and put that, a few dots right here to cover up that glitter. Hopefully that'll work. Oh, that was a little bit long though. You know what? With this, you can make it be as big as you want. Let's go ahead and do that. We're going to just do a big glob of it, and I'm kind of smearing it out a little bit to fill in. I think that made it worse. Alright, so I'm going to squeeze a good amount of it. It's really hard, it's kind of hard to spread, okay? And I'm going to put one there and just put one up over here just to pull that in together. What I'm finding with this, and it could be me, so if you have this dimensional paint or something that's like this, let me know how you get rid of the point. Because it looks like, honestly, it looks like that emoji, that brown emoji. It looks like that. It looks like an ice cream. Okay, but you can kind of see that a little bit there. But on this one, I did do it here. Okay, and you can see it's on there. It's nice and dry, and it feels like little rocks. It does dry nice and hard. I just don't know how to get rid of the point. You can see there on that card. Right there, it has that point to it. Like I said, it looks like that brownie emoji or like a ice cream. So, you know, maybe wet your finger. Maybe that is what you do. Let me try that. Wet my finger and kind of push it down a little bit. Nope, I'm still getting a point. I've actually got a bigger point that time. See, in some cases you can wet your finger to kind of pat it down. It's not working. No, let me get a wipey here. Maybe that'll work. I take that. And the wipey's not bad. It does kind of get rid of the point a little bit, but I'm also afraid I'm going to smush it. No, the point's still there. So leave me a comment how you would get rid of the point. Alright, my friends, there you have it. A Sunday video, probably a long one. I apologize. Hopefully you all enjoyed listening to me chat and craft. You all see that there it is. Alrighty. So that is our card that I made. Okay, so again, this one was using the texture paste that I used the sponge daubers over. This was the foil. This was the screen print. And then on the inside of this was the chalk. Okay, you can see my little four corners. I did the chalk there. And then on this card, we did the stencil, having this be flat, the stamp, which I'm not a fan of, screen print, the marker, the dimensional paint, and then the glitter paste. And then I showed you this was the texture paste. And I also showed you this is the tacky paste. So you can see here, this is the texture paste. Okay, how this is white. This is the tacky. So you can see how that was more clear now. But this, I can still see this. This is very, very wet. You don't want it to be wet. If you do it like this and it's wet with your foil, it's going to look horrible. You want to let this dry. The booklet says about 60 minutes up to an hour or over, depending on your humidity. Put it in front of a fan. It dries quicker. Fan it a little bit, but I think it's really, really pretty. And that glitter is on there. I mean, it's coming off the glitter, so it's not going to stay on there. You can see it on my finger. But this glitter does not come off. I don't have a clean finger. All right, let me show you here. Okay, that glitter on my pinky. Rubbing over that glitter, it's not on my pinky. The dimensional paint is though. You know, so a few ideas. Like I said, I mean, it's a nice little kit. They give you many different things to try. Again, not my best card here. I do like how this one turned out. So there you can see the difference there between the silver glitter and the silver foil. Okay, I'm a big fan of the foil. And with the foil, you can do that with your fingers. You can run it through your Big Shot. You can use a scraper like we did on the other one that I showed you. I don't know where I did with it. Right here. Again, the one I smudged. Okay, again, that's on there. It's not going to come off. But you can determine how, you know, if you want to do it with your fingers, it gives you that more distressed look, so it's not all the way filled in. I did this with my Big Shot using a few shims, so it's all the way filled in, and there's definitely texture there. So I really do like this. My favorite out of everything with the kit has got to be the foil. I think that's really pretty. I also love the glitter paste and the texture paste. I think the texture paste is going to be my friend. I mean, because you can just make some really fun things with that. Again, this one has a texture to it. It's almost like an embossing folder, is what that looks like. And I also love the acrylic paint. But again, the acrylic paint you can pick up anywhere you would get acrylic paint from. All right, my friends, there you have it. Me playing with the Diamond Press Ultimate card making mixed media. So again, in here it tells you the kit contents, everything that's included, so you can see you get a lot. I mean, this is just all your stencils, your paste, your foil, your stamps. I mean, you're getting a lot with that kit. Then it goes over here, your screen print stencils, step-by-step, tips and tricks. Texture paste, step-by-step, tips and tricks. Glitter paste, same thing, tips and tricks. The tacky paste and foil, directions, tips. Dimensional paint, that's what I need to read about that. Acrylic paint, the chalk, the stamping, the stencils with ink pad and dauber, and then back here it shows you here, like this is using the stencil, tacky paste, and foil for that card. There's the bee right there that I showed you, the bee right there, if you can see that. This is one of the stencils here. Looks like they did a few different colors. That was that Argyle looking stencil. This one right here, actually right there. So this is that one right there. And they did that with the stencil and glitter paste. So you can even use the glitter paste with a big stencil, not just a word. You know, there's like this is also the glitter paste, stencil and gold glitter, stencil texture paste and ink. And you can see how they have the droplets, which I showed you with the droplets of water, like here, to kind of create your own texture. So lots of fun. And you can even do it, the screen printing you can do on fabric, just like our We Remember Keeper screen print or vinyl print press, same exact thing here. So you can do them on fabric, just heat set them. All right, my friends, there you have it. Probably a really long video. I apologize, but I want to make sure I showed you everything. Again, the tools, the paintbrushes, the spatulas. You get the daubers for just stamping like that. You want to do straight, up and down, pouncing would be the word. But all different kinds of things you can play with. And then this is the card. I'll show you because this card I really messed up. Isn't that pretty? I'm really happy with how that card turned out. All right, my friends, any questions at all, please let me know. As always, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.